me introduce your host, Fino and Sasha, the legit king.
It's the start of the show, time to walk through the smoke. When I enter the ring, I jump over the ropes. I feel like Mysterio, I ain't no joke. Titles, I held them both, call me Chris Jericho. Time to cash in my money in the bank. Just like Sheamus when he beat Roman Reigns. Meet me in the cage, like Undertaker when he met Kane. I don't play games, I'm the Triple H. The crowd screaming, you rock like my name's Dwayne. The crowd screaming, you suck like your Kurt Angle. In the ring, I'm the boss just like Sasha Banks. So you'll get whipped like the intro from Sable. King of my stable, don't matter the label. Smackdown or Raw, you get put through a table. Pushed off a ladder or choked with a cable. Throw me a chair, I'ma give him a facial. It's the start of the show, time to walk through the smoke. When I enter the ring, I jump over the ropes.
Whoa. Yeet. Fino. Sasha. Ring champs. Alright. What's up, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to the wrestling podcast known as Ring Champs. I am one of your co-hosts. It's your boy, Just Fino. And of course, I'm here with my other co-host, the one and only Sasha, the legit king. Sasha! Say something to the people.
What's up, people?
How are you doing, Sasha?
I'm okay. I am a little tired. The last 3 weeks have been crazy, cross-country move, but I'm okay. How are you?
I am doing fine. I am actually still shocked about where you're located now.
Me.
It throws me the hell off. I have no idea how you can do it, but I respect the hell out of it. So that's a crazy move. But
It was.
I hope everything works out for you, of course. Yeah, that's crazy. But Sasha, I gotta ask you, how'd you like the extra intro we had with the whoop that trick? My boy Trick Williams. Whoop that trick. Hey.
Oh, goodness. No, I'm actually like, that's cool. I actually do kind of like the little ad-libs on Trick Williams' song. Booker T is, he's a national treasure. Him and R-Truth, national treasures.
I gotta love I would love R-Truth to be on the remix one day for Whoop That Trick. Like that is that's just an awesome theme song, and then it's an awesome catchphrase, I guess, even though I know it's been used plenty of times. It's a song, a rap song, and all that, but it fits the character. It helps Trick Williams, so I gotta show mad love and respect to him for that. He's been doing great things lately over in NXT. He has a bright future, and I just can't wait to see it. But speaking of NXT, let's just jump into NXT real quick. Let's go ahead and start the show off with NXT, because NXT had a show, their final PLE for WWE of the year, Deadline, which is their event where they usually have their Iron Survivor matches. Sasha, did you get to watch it, or did you hear about it? Tell me what you think about it all.
I got to hear about it. Saturday was actually the day after we had moved in, so like it was super chaotic. But no, I did hear about it. I went back and read about it. Shout out to John Canton and his reviews, because that saved me. It sounded very good. Like I also saw a clip on Instagram, I guess, of two members of Metaphor. They were like standing in front of like the penalty box with Tiffany Stratton and what's her name? Fallon Henley.
Yes.
Yeah, when they did that whole thing. So I did see that. I did also see the clip of Trick Williams winning. And when I read about it, I heard that he was like he had like no points, right? Up until
Yeah,
like the very end. So
going into, I think it was like a minute and like 40 seconds left or something like that. Um, he had no points at all. I think Braun Breaker was up 3. Actually, it was 3 people tied at 3.
mm-hmm.
I think, and then the other guy, Josh Briggs, I believe, had 2, and then Trick had 0. Yep.
Okay. Yeah. So I heard about that and I saw it and just see how excited everybody was for Trick to win. It's very interesting. Like I remember the first time I saw Trick Williams, you know, he was one of my favorite little clips is I think it was like a promo with Cameron Grimes and Carmelo and Trick, and then I think he called him like "you no good raggedy blue footed bum" or something like that. I've seen that clip so many times and it's still funny, just the way he says it. But
He has that charisma that's really, really good.
yeah, he
It-
really does have like some really good charisma. But yeah, I also heard about the other matches. I've been watching NXT probably more in the last few months than I have in a long time. I was familiar somewhat with Roxanne and Kiana James. I didn't really get to see that. But again, there's been like, I'd have to say like NXT, it's kind of like NXT and Raw are kind of like neck and neck, I feel like, with the amount of women they utilize on a regular basis on their shows. Not to say that SmackDown doesn't, but it just seems like it's just more, and they're all kind of doing different things. Whereas it seems like a lot of the women on SmackDown are all on like one feud together. Like it just seems like everybody's tied up into the same thing. But no, and I'm excited. And then there's always still the mystery of who attacked Trick Williams, which I still think Carmelo did it. But you know,
No, I
guess we'll
think so
find.
too. I think after, so we're recording this after NXT just went off the air. And I think what happened tonight also kind of adds to the fuel of the fire of it being mellow. Which, I mean, it's the obvious thing, but it doesn't matter because it's something that we all want that to happen. I think that's the feud that's going to help lift both of these guys. It's kind of reminiscent to me of like Gargano, Ciampa in that sense. It's probably not going to be, it's hard to top that or hard to even match that. Those two obviously had a beautiful feud and it was many years long. But this is kind of similar, former tag team or former duo turned enemies. It's going to have that kind of similarities, and it could be a really good thing for both gentlemen. It's probably going to be Melo's last feud, I guess, in NXT before he moves up. I know that on Friday on SmackDown, he's going to be in that tournament for the next chance to fight for the United States title.
Mm-hmm.
So that's going to be good to see Melo on SmackDown because he's definitely that damn good. He is him.
Yes, as he likes to let us know, he is him.
He is definitely him. I'm sorry to the devil in AEW, who's also trying to use that moniker and trying to. He even has a T-shirt with "I am him" on there.
Really?
Yes.
No, it doesn't have one of those shirts yet. I feel like I thought I saw one. But
it's kind of funny that they did that, but I'll jump into that in a few minutes, just because it's kind of reminiscent of another topic we're going to talk about.
AEW really likes to jump on those T-shirt things. I still hope that they're giving Biggie a cut of Big Meaty Man. Like yes, he still deserves that.
I miss Big E.
Me too.
And I think about it.
Did you see that part of Raw where CM Punk and Kofi, they met in the hallway? He's like, "Oh, you're making me crazy," which, as a real Jamaican, I hate when people say that, but I thought it was funny when he said, "I don't do that anymore," but it was really funny. I did appreciate that, but I do miss Big E a lot.
I do. Gotta love Phil Brooks, right? And that's another thing we'll talk about pretty soon. Mr. Phil Brooks. Oof. don't I have a lot to say about that. But yes, just before we leave the NXT thing, what I gotta say though, the Iron Survivor match concept is a great idea. By the way, I think that is a hell of a match type, and I would love to see that in the main roster. But I can understand if they want to keep that an NXT thing. But that is a great concept for a match. 25 minutes. You start with 2 people. Every 5 minutes, the remaining 3 people enter at 5-minute intervals. Whoever gets the most pinfalls or submissions wins the match. If you get pinned, you're on the box for 90 seconds. I mean, it's just a great concept. We saw what happened with Trick Williams, and he had no points with 1 minute and 46 seconds left and gets 4 quick falls to win the match. Great story to it, too, because everyone was like, oh, my God, Trick has no pinfalls, no nothing. They're really going to bury him. I was actually thinking, I was like, what are they doing? He has nothing, and he's like the biggest star. I was not expecting that to happen. Shout out to Braun Breaker, by the way, too, who came in and just tore the house down. Got 3 falls in like 40 seconds with just spear after spear after spear. It was just a hell of a moment. And he's just really showing how dominant he is. So, but yeah, what do you think about the Iron Survivor challenge, real quick?
Okay, so admittedly, I was like, I know they've done this before, but I'd never seen one. So when I went back and I read the rules, and I'm like, okay, that's interesting. I like that. I get what you're saying about being on the main roster. It would be cool to see them do it on the main roster. Maybe one day they will. But I get why. I think it is important to keep it on NXT. And plus, it's kind of like, the main roster just got War Games a couple years ago. And remember that when that came back, that was primarily an NXT thing. So I get the NXT is like, hey, we need our own thing now. So, but I definitely do think it would be cool for them to do that on the main roster. It's different, the little point system. One day off air, you're gonna have to explain to me. I caught a little bit of AW last week or a week before in that tournament, and I don't understand it at all. So, I need you to I need you to help me because I don't get it.
Well, I know you said off air, but I'll briefly do it real quick. So, just a quick question: do you know about the G1 tournament in New Japan?
I've heard of it, but I'm not that familiar with it.
So the G1 tournament is like a round robin. Pretty much, you face every opponent that's on your side or on your division. Think of it like in your division, like in football. And then every time you win, you get 3 points. If you lose, you don't get anything. If you tie, so you get 1 point. And pretty much, whoever has the most points at the end, after you faced everybody one time, whoever has the most points in each division moves on to either the finals or semifinals. Usually it's the top 4, 2 from each division. And then they battle it out in a singles. And then we have the finals, and then that's how you get your winner.
So I guess my question would be, I saw, was it Mark Briscoe and Swerve?
Okay.
So then Mark, he has 0 points, but I thought they said he was still going to compete. So why?
So he'll still compete because you still have to face everybody one time.
Okay.
But gotcha. It's not that he probably can't.
He can't move on.
But you still want to fight because, I mean, it's kind of like brag. You're not gonna just not fight. You're just gonna, hey, I don't have the point.
The hell I won't.
Yeah, well,
I'm not getting nothing.
Right? Yeah, I get. I do get that. But you
have me take bumps for work.
It's like if Moxley has 0 points, Moxley's not gonna just say, "Nah, fuck it, I'm not gonna wrestle." No, he's gonna go out there and still try to beat your ass. So it's kind of that.
I guess. All right. Well, I guess that was because I remember hearing that, and I was like, "Wait a minute." So I still gotta go, even though I don't get nothing. I can't move on.
Right.
I'd rather you just take me out, just smooth one elimination and be done with it.
Well, it's like in real sports. You know how the losing team, like who has the worst record, still got to play 18 games or 17 games in football, or they still got to play 82 games in basketball. Like, you still got to play your games, even if you have no chance of winning the championship. So it's like that concept.
But I mean, even in those sports, it's still like a team sport, so it's not like you're the only one getting beat up. Like, and this is definitely like, hey,
you
I'm
get paid. You know, you gotta think of it like that. You still get paid. Yeah.
Nah.
But anyway,
not getting $700 million contracts and shit. Like, nah.
Well, yeah.
Not if it was that.
Tony.
I would have showed up every day. But
10 years, 700 million.
Is that guy? I know we're getting off topic, but is that guy even? Who is this guy? They got that.
Ohtani is probably the best baseball player in the world.
I would hope so.
He's a great pitcher and he's a great hitter. He does both in the same game, which, I mean, honestly, we haven't seen that since like Babe Ruth, a player who was able to dominate the same game in pitching. He'll pitch 7 innings, and then in that same game hit like a homer or 2 home runs, and then just walk off the field. It'd just be great. He's a great player. And what's crazy, I know this is way off topic too, but I just want to mention it. Do you know what he's doing with his contract? He is actually waiving $680 million of that contract till after 10 years. So he's only going to get paid $2 million a year for 10 years, and then he'll get paid $68 million for 10 more years after those 10 years.
Isn't that like that guy? What's his name? Bobby Manila or something like that?
The New York Mets.
Man.
Yeah. For my New York Mets, we're still paying that motherfucker $1 million a year. So
I'm just saying that's the way to do it.
I mean, it is, but damn, $700 million?
Hey, somebody has to agree to it, okay?
That's crazy. That's crazy. That's absolutely nuts. But is it as nuts as our boy Phil Brooks calling WWE home? That is the question of the day. Because your boy Philip Brooks, aka CM Punk, made his grand return to WWE Raw a few weeks ago and cut a promo saying that he is home. And then after the promo, he looked at the camera and said, "I'm not here to make friends. I'm here to make money."
Aren't we all?
Great promo. But it was kind of interesting how he said that he has returned home. But then, last night happened. Oh man, last night. Did we not have a great response from a man that we like to call Seth Freakin Rollins? Oh man, Seth, how you just completely obliterated that statement from CM Punk by calling this place home. Sasha, I would like for you to start off first with your opinion about CM Punk's opening debut or re-debuts, his promo on Monday Night Raw from a few weeks ago when he came back. What are your thoughts on that, real quick?
I saw that some people were a little disappointed with his promo. And then I got to thinking, it's like, what did you expect him to say? Like, he wasn't going to come and start laying people out on the mic, especially from the other company. It's like, they're tied up in litigation, so let's use our thinking caps, people. I think it's what it needs to be. I mean, to me, and I don't know if I'm in the minority of this, but I don't think it really mattered what he said. And I know that that's like a huge thing to say, especially for CM Punk, who's just known for things that he says. I think for me, it was just the fact that, like, he was even there. Like, to me, that was just like, I cannot believe this. Like, there were like 2 things in wrestling I thought for sure. I know they never say never. I thought it would be Shawn Michaels never wrestling again. I was wrong. And then CM Punk coming back to WWE. I was willing to eat my hat if that ever came back. If he ever came back. So, to me, I don't think it was really what he said. Because, I mean, what could he really say? Like, he can't unless you were gonna start the Seth Rollins thing that night, what could he really say beyond what he said that night? So I thought it was fine, and even that little last line, I'm not here to make friends. I'm here to make money. Yeah, it's a business, guys. Like that's what we all do. Just like anybody who goes to work. Like I might make some friends and some acquaintances at work, but I really would just go to work to make money. So I was fine with that. As far as having him go to like every show, it did get a little redundant, like especially when he went to NXT. So I'm like, he's not going to NXT, but I get it. They're really trying to, really build the excitement and the hype. I kind of feel like once Randy signed with SmackDown, though, it was obvious where Punk was going. But WWE, they sometimes like to just really trot things out, so that's fine. But yeah, that's Seth Rollins promo. You gotta give it to Seth Rollins. Say what you will, he's definitely a loyal person to WWE. Like, you can't say boo to WWE or he'll come looking for you. So I know everybody talks about, Roman being the chosen one, the company guy, but Seth Rollins is willing to die for this shit because he don't like nobody that goes
Exactly.
against. Like, he tried to re-Cody the Riot Act for coming back, and now he's gunning for Punk. So he's true to this WWE thing. So I think this is a good first feud for Punk. I think because he did say a lot of shit though, like, and even his promo last night where he apologized. I guess I was a little torn about that part. I understood why.
I'm curious about that. Yeah, I want to hear your thoughts on that because I'm one of the people who bashed him for leaving and abandoning us, which is something that Seth brought up. So I'm curious. Yeah, please tell me about that.
Okay, so I'm trying to look at it like how much of this is off camera, how much of this is on camera. When he left 10 years ago, he was very, very angry and very, very bitter, And I'm not saying bitter like it's bad. Like, stuff happened. He was not happy about it. So he's definitely in his feelings about it, I mean, maybe that's something that comes with time. That he felt like, he let people down by leaving. It's kind of like a double-edged sword. It's like, I understood in those cases, like, why you'd have to remove yourself from an environment that's no longer healthy for you. And I guess to me, I looked at it as like, if you had to do something like that for yourself, you're not really disappointing me. Like, we'll go on, but I understand at the same time as a wrestler, like, you have the fans, we have an emotional attachment. Like, we take our shit very seriously if we're hardcore, I get it. But I don't know if I could have gone either way. I don't think the apology was necessarily needed, but I guess I understood why he did it. And I also don't think he would say, I don't care how much he says he's changed, I still don't think you could get him to say something like that if there wasn't a part of him that didn't honestly feel that way, if that makes sense. Like, I don't think somebody from WWE say, oh, let him eat crow, let's make him apologize and do all this stuff. I don't think he would say it. So I don't care how much goodwill is here and hell is frozen over, he's still him. Like, he's not gonna say shit he don't want to say, I don't think. So the apology, fine, but I mean, I don't really think he owed anybody an apology. Not me anyway, not any of the fans. It's like, when I was in education for a number of years, one day I looked out my office window and I was like, I don't want to do this shit no more. And everybody's like, oh, do it for the kids. And at the same time, it's like, life is gonna go on. Like, you're a cog in the wheel. Like, they're gonna get another cog to put in there. So I don't feel like I have to apologize for removing myself from a situation I feel like no longer benefited me. So the apology I could do here, there, fine, but it did feel a little awkward to hear it though. But I understood why he did it. It's just I don't know if I feel like it was complete enough. I don't think people were sitting there for 10 years waiting for him to apologize, but it is what it is. What do you think?
So, as a person that was completely, I'm trying to think of the best word. When you go back to those days, let's look at why Punk left in the first place. Punk left because he was upset with the position that he was in. Not that he wasn't the top of the card, because he obviously was the top of the card. That's not even a question. I think that when you look at it, he wanted to be considered up there with the Cenas, the Rocks, the Austins. He wanted to main event Mania. He wanted to be just show like he was that guy to carry the company. And I don't know that WWE didn't think he wasn't that. It's just that, unfortunately, when you have a guy like The Rock deciding to come back to professional wrestling, I don't give a damn who you are.
It's that bad timing thing we were talking about a couple episodes ago.
It's just bad timing. Like The Rock,
it's like the Chris Jericho, the Seth Rollins, the CM Punk, like all not great timing.
Yeah, it's unfortunate, but it's business, and I felt abandoned from CM Punk. I was one of those fans because CM Punk in his promos, whether they were scripted promos or they were genuine, which for the most part, I think that CM Punk was at a level that he got to write his promos, or not write them, but he had free will basically what to say what he wanted. As long as he followed the guidelines. I'm pretty sure and confident in saying that he was one of those guys that they let do that. I mean, if what proves that was, the pipe bomb, right? So all these things he's saying in these promos, to be the voice of the voiceless, something that we've been fighting for years and years with Vincent Kennedy McMahon. To be heard, to actually have Vince give a damn about our opinions, and then for you just to leave us. Literally almost 10 years to the day. We're a month away from 10 years. You walked out and left us with nothing.
But I mean, he's one. I get what you're saying. And like I said, I understood why he did it. But again, to say the reason why I felt like it could have gone either way, to be the voice of the voiceless, at the end of the day, he's one fan, and that's
You're right.
A huge company who had been doing things.
But what's crazy though? The crazy thing is, yes, he's one man, but he was the one man that actually did change the company. Him leaving changed the company.
Right.
But the thing is, we wanted him to change the company with him still there. And I think that is the problem. He didn't leave to change the company. He left for his personal reasons, which you got to understand. I understand that now.
Yeah.
But when he left 10 years ago, I was I was younger. I understood the business, but I didn't see it that way.
Mm-hmm.
I've grown more mature as a fan. Now that I understand why he did it, I get it. And even part of me back then understood it, but that's not the point. Don't be one of those guys that talks the talk, but now it's time for you to walk it and you run away. And that's what I feel like a lot of fans felt like he did. He walked out and then proceeded, like like Seth said, and completely bashed the company. But then at the same time, he was bashing us too. So it's like, come on now. You can't do both. You can't support us, but then bash us at the same time. And
I think when you made something your whole life and it doesn't pan out the way you want, and you're he's an admitted cantankerous person. I think all that's like a huge, that's a formula for it's just not going to go well for a while. But I honestly do think that he's older now, and that it's different.
He was
And
older in AEW too.
Yeah, it's like you said you were young and you felt a certain kind of way. I think this is a very good example of growing and changing and maturity. I honestly do believe that he's changed. So,
Sasha, but this is the thing, and this is the hesitancy that I've had with him coming back. He would not be in WWE if he never punched Jungle Boy in the face. Let's stop that. Let's just stop that right there. The only reason he's here is because he fucked up.
I wouldn't say it was all him.
Well, I'm not putting it all on him, but on his part, he's 100% guilty for his actions.
That's true. I'm not going to deny that.
So you can't say we believe he's changed. That's BS. I'm sorry.
Okay, when I say that he's changed, he is who he says he is. He's not gonna put up with no shit. So when he punched Jungle Boy, it's like, well, fuck around and find out. That's what CM Punk did, you know?
That's fine, but then don't cut a promo saying, like, don't act like we're stupid. Is all I'm saying. We know you didn't come to WWE because you wanted to be home. Or they won't say that this is home, because it was just 2 years ago where you said that everything you did in WWE was like a part of your career that you didn't care for, basically.
But then, okay.
Because he said he left professional wrestling in 2005. He returned to professional wrestling 3 years ago. So, which means he left everything he did in WWE, he didn't really give a damn about.
Okay, let's discuss that. I still think a lot of that was the ill feelings talking, because you can't tell me that you just don't give a damn about how many years was that? 8, 9 years he was in the business? He got it, 2006?
He joined WWE, I believe, in around 2006.
And then he left about 2014.
He left 2014. Right? So that's 8 years. And then add 7 that he was away. So it was 15 years that he left. That he was
but
out.
I mean, how long was he in WWE? About?
Oh, just 8. That's in 8 years. Let's say.
Okay, so 8 years. Okay. Again, this is just me. I feel like a lot of that was still the ill will talking. I feel a lot of that was that anger. And come on, we've all been in situations where something has gone down in our life and we choose to be angry about it or avoid it or do stuff like that. And only when we have to go back and confront that particular thing do we have a different viewpoint on it. You can't tell me he's just like, oh, those 8 years didn't mean anything. They did. They meant something. You can say that because, I'm on this new company now, and he was still in his feelings about it. It was the thing to say, it was the thing to do, like, because AEW is already kind of like, we're trying to be alternative WWE, which in some aspects isn't necessarily true, but we could talk about that another day. That was still ill will. And then for you to, all that stuff that has happened, and I'm not going to deny that he shouldn't have punched Jungle Boy. I'm not going to say he shouldn't have done it. What I mean by changing is I think that he had to, this coming back and seeing the different regime change, I think he had to confront this. I think this is what this healing thing was needed. And I think this is what his deep down, what he wanted this whole time. He wanted, and he's older now, and also that chip was off his shoulder. he knows he's not going to be the Roman Reigns of that company. He knows.
Damn right.
Back then, 10 years ago, you're trying to scrape and claw and you're giving your whole life. Wrestlers have said that. A lot of them have said it's very hard to get out of that bubble when you made this your whole life. This whole thing consumed you. So it's hard not to take that to heart when you're giving your whole life to something. He stepped away. He's done different things. He's got married. He's had a life outside of wrestling. I think AEW on the outside seemed like it was okay. This is what he needs. This is what bring it back, and in a way, it was. But I think he does mean that when he says WWE is his home. Because my other thing is, why else would you be so angry? Why else would you be so bitter? Why else would you do all of this stuff for some shit you don't care about? If I break up with somebody, and no matter how long we're together, if that shit don't matter, you're not gonna hear about that person from me. But if I'm talking about it years down the road, and even going into another relationship, aka AEW, and still making thinly veiled shots at it, you still care. It's still there. Because if it didn't, you wouldn't say shit. You'd go about your life and do whatever. The stuff that happened backstage, I mean, stuff happened. He's still very outspoken. He's still, I'm not going to take your shit. That part I'm not surprised about. But again, I think he's changed. I think his mindset about WWE has changed. Let me say that. I don't want to say that he has changed completely. Let me say maybe his mindset about WWE has changed. There. How about that?
I get it. Okay. I'll accept that.
And again, if he fucks this up, we can do a whole show where you can tell me how wrong I am. You can do whatever.
No, you're not wrong. I'll end it by saying this part. Like, I think CM Punk is one of the best promo guys of all time. And I think that he knows how to feed on the thoughts of the crowd that's in front of him. His opening promo when he arrived from AEW, he knew what to say. And what he said was perfect for that crowd. And I will say he did the same thing when he returned on Raw.
Yeah.
And if anything, did it have truths in there? Yes. Did he have some extra shit that, we agree or disagree with? Yes.
Mm-hmm.
But at the end of the day, he knows what the hell he's doing. And at the end of the day, Seth Rollins just murdered him on the mic. We know that Seth Rollins we know that Seth Rollins hates him. We know that CM Punk thinks that Rollins is not the man in his relationship.
I always thought that's kind of low hanging fruit, though. Like
it was, but that's what he said on SmackDown. So,
but then I feel like a lot of people take a shot at Seth like that. Like, come up with something new, homeboy.
But it's a great line, no matter what. Every different variation that we've had of that has been great.
I guess.
We've
heard it like 4 or 5 times.
If I wanted to main event WrestleMania, I would have with a megastar. I would have chosen your wife. Like, that was a great line. The CM Punk line is great. Okay. So I gotta you gotta give them credit. Okay. And that's just all respect, and that's giving respect to her too at the same time. So
I mean, yeah, I guess, but
he's on that level. This is the man we're talking about. Like, he's arguably the GOAT for the women. Like, it's arguable.
But say, I know you would argue.
I already have my GOAT, but she needs to come back to fulfill it. She was on that pace, and then she stepped away. But it's that we'll talk about that another time. We'll talk about that another time for sure, because we've already had GOAT conversations. So let's just keep this. Let's just keep going topic with it. But yeah, great promo by Seth. Probably one of the best promos of the year. Maybe he'll end up on our awards link. We don't know. We'll see. But let's go on to one last thing before we get into the main topic. And I think the greatest word of all time is back in WWE. Well, I don't think that it's back. I think that it's the greatest word of all time. Yeet. Yeet is back. The WWE seemed to have bought the copyright of the rights to the word from, I forgot the guy's name that actually had it copyrighted for him.
Boy, what a smart thing that guy did.
Yeah, he definitely he sold it, got some money on. I think he was a wrestler, if I remember right. I believe he is an indie guy or something. Or he was an indie guy or something. Anyway, he definitely made some money because the Heat's gonna make a lot of money for Jey Uso and the WWE. I'm just waiting for the hoodie to come out.
I thought of you when this story first broke that he was losing Yeet. I was like, oh no, you're not gonna get your hoodie.
I'm so ready for that hoodie to drop. I have been looking. I don't know if it's dropped. I didn't check today because yesterday was officially the first time he used it. Since they bought it. So I was hoping it dropped yesterday, but I didn't see it. But like I said, I haven't checked today. Maybe by the end of the show, I'll be able to check it out and officially buy it. Because yes, that is the greatest hoodie I've seen WWE produce. It just looks beautiful. It's the all white, and then it has the Yeet in the blue. Like, it's pretty cool. It's a great shirt. Well, just a great word, by the way. It fits Jey Uso so well.
My favorite part were those days that he didn't have Yeet and people kept reposting no Yeet with Jimmy on it.
No Yeet. I watched that promo earlier. And you know what? Yes, speaking of Mr. Jimmy Uso, his tribal chief, your tribal chief, my tribal chief, is returning on Friday. How do you feel, Sasha? Because our tribal chief is back.
I feel like it's been a good while since I've seen him. I don't know why. This time felt longer than every other time we haven't seen him. But now that Randy's back.
We saw the tribal chief. He was whooping ass in Saudi Arabia. He beat my boy LA Knight. Yeah.
So yeah, it's been a little minute then.
Yeah, it's been a while. It's been, yeah. I'm trying to think. Like what? A month? Or a little over a month?
Yeah, it's a little over a month. But I'm interested to see now that the young upstart Randall Keith Orton is back, what that's going to mean.
Yeah, that's going to be
tribal chief.
That's going to, yeah. You think, I'm pretty sure that's the Royal Rumble match for sure. The title match.
I'm looking forward to it. The Rumble is my favorite PLE of the year. Like, I WrestleMania, love WrestleMania, but I feel sometimes I get more excited for the Rumble. So I'm looking forward to that. And I think that's going to be a good match. That's Randy and Roman.
You've been to the Rumble, right?
Yes, I have.
Okay, yeah. See, I'm jealous of you. I'm not gonna lie. My friend actually called me. I want to say the day before. He called me day before yesterday, and he said, "Yeah, he's going to the Rumble." I was so fucking pissed deep down.
I think I went to the last Rumble before they branched off and added the women's Royal Rumble to it. So yeah, I went to Rumble 2017. I missed the one in 2020. It was in Houston. It was on the day that Kobe Bryant died, I remembered. And then I didn't get to go to the one last year in San Antonio. So maybe, now where I'm living now, it's definitely not gonna come up here, but I do want to go back because it's really fun. It's super, super fun. And it'd be cool to see 2 Rumbles in one night. It would be really cool. So it's very fun. If you can go, try to go. It's really fun.
And I understand that too, what you're saying, like you're more excited for it than the Mania, because Mania, obviously WrestleMania is the classic. Like it, it's gonna get great matches, but you don't really get the surprise factors from it like you would at the Rumble. Like, especially in a Rumble like this year where we have honestly no idea who's gonna win.
That's true.
I honestly can make a case for 10 people for the men's side. And the women's side, I just have no idea. I'll be honest with you. I'm sure we'll have conversations, about the Rumble and to start the year as we get closer to it. As far as who our picks are, I'm definitely not gonna make any solid picks right now. I have a hope and a dream.
Because if you think about it, it's like the last new Raw of the year is this coming Monday, right?
Yes.
And then I heard they're doing a best of, which shout out to Triple H, giving them the week off. We appreciate you for that. Very good. Yeah, and if you break that down, that'll bring us to what technically the first week of January, and then we have 4 weeks before the Rumble after. So it's coming up really fast. When Cody declared, I was like, man, we still got a lot of time. And then I sat and thought about oh no, we don't. This is real. This is really happening.
Yeah, it's definitely Rumble season because it's like you said, we got this week, we have a best of, so that's a week that is really nothing. That week coming back is January 1st, which is actually, yes, it's Monday Night Raw, but it's actually a day one edition of Monday Night Raw. So it's going to be kind of like a pay-per-view type theme of Monday Night Raw, and we already got a title match for that. We got Seth Freakin Rollins defending the title against Drew McIntyre. So that's going to be great. But yeah, after that, we got 4 weeks leading into the Rumble. We know 2 names already with Punk and Cody. It's coming up quick, and I think that it's just an endless, unlimited amount of people that I feel like could win it. I don't have an idea because I just do not know what the fuck is going on. But that's a great thing. It's not because it's chaos or confusion. It's just we got so many possibilities that each possibility, I can argue, is great for the business or a great idea to have for Mania. I usually have my Mania card written down already. I've rewritten it at least 20 times in the last week.
Which one are you more excited for, the men's or the women's?
That's even tougher. I'm gonna say the men's.
Me too.
But that's only because I am not sure about Sasha. Because if there's any, if there's a 1% chance that she's coming back, I would say women's automatically. No matter what.
If she does come back, who is she choosing? Because it seems like they keep saying that Becky Lynch and Rhea Ripley are going to go at it, which in that case, Becky does not need to win the Rumble.
Exactly. So it would have to be the SmackDown champion. My only thing is, though, who's going to be the SmackDown champion? Because do I see Io holding the title to Mania? Shit. I don't know. I really don't. I can honestly say I don't see it, but I would love it if it did.
Do you think Bayley and Io is a WrestleMania match?
I think they're going to. I think that is what's going to happen. I have a feeling that's what's going to happen, unless they use the Bayley Io situation to bring back Sasha.
So, do you? Because realistically,
then you don't need her at the main. Then you won't need her in the Rumble.
But realistically, are you going to be able to stretch this out 3-4 more months?
If you add Sasha, yeah, I think you could.
No, if you don't, if Sasha Banks is not back, that's why I asked. Do you think Io and Bayley is a WrestleMania match? Because then you have to stretch this out if you're going to get there.
You can if you injure Bayley, give Bayley some time off, and then bring her back as a babyface.
Then what does Io do in the meantime?
She and Damage Control can continue running SmackDown. Let her face Shotzi. We're building Shotzi, or we're building someone. I don't really know who's on SmackDown.
That kind of goes back to our issue earlier, where it's
yeah, I know. I know SmackDown's in trouble right now with the women's side.
Women, yeah.
But I also didn't expect Asuka and Kyrie to be back and join Damage Control. So it's a lot of, I don't know how to answer that, to be honest with you. I don't know what they can do in the meantime. I guess that's why I'm saying the men's Royal Rumble is what I'm excited for, because at least, even if I don't know the winner, let's just say they choose, let's say they say Cody wins, right? I at least still can go down the line of what the other guys can do, that I would be fine with Cody winning. Right. I don't think Cody needs to win it, but that's another story.
Before we move on, though, I saw a meme on Twitter. I'm not calling it X, Twitter, that said it was a picture of Cody sitting in the ring from WrestleMania last year, and then in the back somebody photoshopped Judgment Day and Damian holding the title because he cashed in after Cody finishes the story. How would you feel if that happened?
If Damian cashes it the night,
Let's say,
win it?
Cody finally triumphs over Roman Reigns, and then my Senor comes out and spoils the party. Are y'all burning it down? What's going on? What are you feeling? Boy,
I will tell you this. I kind of feel bad for Damian, because I think it's another case where it's the wrong time for him to be the person with the belt. I mean, with the suitcase. Because I don't think that is going to happen, by the way. Like, I would actually be upset if that happened, to be honest. I think that would be the one time in a long time that I've questioned Triple H. Because I don't actually think I've ever questioned them so far. That I remember. You probably have better memory than me, but I don't remember ever questioning a decision Triple H has made since he's taken over. Having Damian take the title off of Cody the same night he finishes the story, oh yeah, nah, that would be a questionable decision for sure.
Yeah, I agree.
I don't think Damian's going to keep the case long, to be honest with you. I think Judgment
I disagree. I think he's gonna
turn on him, and turning on him by causing him to lose the case.
Now that would piss me off.
Yes, it would, but it could lead to a really great moment.
I don't care. That would piss me off, because it's like, again, you're using something that could be used to get into the next level as a prop. If he's gonna cash it in, either let him lose or let him win. Don't.
But I have a question for you though, since you said that. Wouldn't him losing, let's say he tries to cash in and he loses the match, wouldn't that hurt him more than him being cheated out of the case?
So how would you have him get cheated out of the case?
Let's just say
because then at least if he loses, he actually gets to cash it in. To me, if you get cheated out of it, like
what I mean is, when I say cheated out of it, he's gonna cash in. He cashes in, right? But Judgment Day attacks him, causing him to lose, so he's protected. But they cheated him out of his case, so he loses the case because he technically cashed in. They turn on him, so now he's like a super face, because he's gonna come back with a fucking anger and Hulk style and try to destroy the group that you can argue he created, or that created it, and that protects him from not being the champion. Because let's be honest, between me and you, girl,
don't say it.
He's not it.
Don't say it. Because I don't agree.
I think you do.
I do not.
I think you do. I don't think he's not the champion. He's not that level. He's really good at what he does. but Damian is not that guy. He's really good though.
Good night, everybody.
Now, can he get to that level? I agree, he can, but not in the time span they have left, because you cannot have him cash in on any of these guys right now. Unless the only way you do that, there's only one way you do that. It's only one way, and this is probably the most likely that is going to happen for him to win the title. Punk loses the Rumble, but helps cost Seth the title. And since that feud doesn't need the title,
which would be the story of Punk's life. Like, the feud doesn't need the title.
Well, he doesn't need the title, but I think that Punk doesn't really care for the title. I think Punk cares more about the spot that he's in. That feud is still going to main event WrestleMania Night 1.
Okay, I will say this.
So that's the only reason he wins the title, by the way.
Okay, so I disagree with that he's not the guy. What I will admit to is I always suspected if he cashed in and he won, he's not holding it for a long time. That is what I will give you. I'm not delusional and thinking he's going to have a record-breaking, reign or whatever. I did not think he would hold it long. But I do think to have him win would not be such a bad thing, because I feel like everybody has to start somewhere. It's like a lot of people, when they win their first title, they're not already cemented in who they eventually turned out to be as this big megastar. Like, The Rock wasn't necessarily like the Rock that we knew when he first won. He was getting there.
Yeah, you're right, but the thing about that is it's the wrong time. See, it's all about timing.
But then he has until July, right?
You can't have, yes, I know, but you can't have him be a champion, have a short run on the road to WrestleMania.
That's what I'm saying. I'm not saying that
You're saying
I was just throwing that scenario out there, but I'm not saying that he needs to win on the road to WrestleMania. He has until July. I'm just saying whenever he wins it or whenever he cashes it in.
Okay. Well, when you do it then? I'm asking that. I guess that's the question for me. Are you saying after Mania or are you saying before Mania? Because if you're saying before Mania, I think I brought up the perfect situation for it to happen. And that's Punk.
So if he, all right, so going off of what you said now, let's say the Men's Royal Rumble, it would have to take place before Seth Rollins' match on the Rumble, on the card. And then Punk loses for whatever reason, and then he, like you said, screws Seth Rollins out of the title. If Damian Priest were to cash in, then fine. Let him hold it till like maybe Elimination Chamber or something. And then whoever you were going to have, and then I guess that would be the time for Judgment Day to screw him instead of screwing him out of his actual, because think about it, if having him cash in and win, that brings some more eyes on Judgment Day. But you can already kind of see that they're, especially Rhea's kind of like a leader thing. Why would you not want the World Heavyweight Champion in your group and then turn around and turn on him a piece of jealousy? That's what happened with Edge. That's how they became Judgment Day. I could see where he wins. He holds it for like a couple of weeks. He goes for his first title defense in Elimination Chamber. They screw him over. And then he wrestles maybe Finn or Dom at WrestleMania. And then that's the blow off for Judgment Day.
In a tag team match where he calls his tag team partner.
Calling Bad Bunny, huh?
Bad Bunny.
Boy,
and we have to reunite it.
But then, what happened to people wanting Logan Paul and Bad Bunny? I thought people wanted that.
No, Logan Paul. So one thing, there's one match that I have written down in marker.
Not Margaret.
It's locked in stone for me. It's Logan Paul and LA Knight, U.S. title. That's the one match that's a lock for me. And I usually have locks like because it's, we still don't know the plans. But if there's one match I have locked down, written down, and marked right now, it's that. So I would love Logan Paul and Bad Bunny, but I don't want that for Mania. I want that for like, let's do that for like Saudi Arabia or something, just in case they're not. It doesn't end well. That's where Saudi Arabia is for. That's like for the trial matches, big matches and stuff like that. Yeah, but yeah. I don't know. At the end of the day, though, I'll say this. The road to WrestleMania is going to be an epic one for sure. And WrestleMania, with all the thoughts and opinions and everything that's going on, I think that this could potentially be an all-time great WrestleMania. With all the storylines that could potentially happen, all the rumored matches that could potentially happen. This is for sure going to be an epic couple of months to WrestleMania.
It's WrestleMania 40, right? We're getting our numbers back. This is really exciting. So
this is 40, yes. So, speaking of PLE, so I'm going. I didn't get to say this earlier, but we mentioned AEW. I'm actually going to the AEW pay-per-view Revolution. That's actually the first pay-per-view I've ever been to in any company. So that's actually good. That is in March, March 3rd, I believe. It's actually going to be Sting's last match. So, that's going to be pretty damn good. Revolution is in Greensboro, North Carolina. I'm not sure how far away from me that is. I think it's like in 2 hours or so. But yeah, I'm taking the trip for that. And then I'm also going to Raw, which is 2 weeks away from Mania. So that's in Raleigh, North Carolina. So that's in March 18th, I think it is, or something like that. It's like 2 or 3 weeks away from Mania. So got a nice March ahead of me, for sure.
Busy man.
Yeah, it's going to be pretty damn good. So really excited for that. But not as excited as I am for this next topic we're going to do, because this is our fun time of the year. We've mentioned on a previous episode that we're going to have we're going to be bringing back our award show. We had an iteration of it in our last podcast, and we're bringing it back and under new branding and everything. And on today's episode, we're actually gonna have an open conversation. Usually we were gonna have this in private, off air, as we decide, all the categories and the nominees for these categories and everything. But I decided, and Sasha agreed with me, and I brought it up to her. I was like, yo, let's just talk it out on air. Let's talk to the people. Let's actually argue who the top 5 for each category should be. We won't give our winners. And the one good thing too is that for our winners for each award, me and Sasha have to agree on it. This can't be I have my, person of the year and Sasha has another. No. We have to agree, because this is, as hard as that sometimes can be. I know she probably wants Damien for every award, but she's gonna have to.
Don't do that to me.
Give up on that thought.
I am fair and unbiased.
And that I may want the Tribal Chief to win every award, even the women's award. Like, it doesn't matter. Tribal Chief over everybody.
Now that's a shame. Even I have my.
We have to agree. We're gonna work together. We're gonna create, a winner and pick our winners together. But we're not going to give our winners today. What we're going to do, Sasha, is we're going to pick our nominees, okay, for the awards that we're going to have. All right. Now, I believe that we should have 5 names for each, or five nominees per award. What do you say about that? Is that too much?
No, that's
just
fine.
right?
5. I mean, I guess we can try. I mean, I know there's gonna be some categories. It's gonna be like a obvious winner, but we can go ahead and try with 5. It's fine.
Yeah. Okay, so we'll go with 5, and then if we have to knock it down to 4, we can. But we're gonna try for 5. All right, so let's go ahead and just, like I said, we're not picking winners, but we're picking nominees and all that. Look, let's just go ahead and go with the quick ones. So Sasha, you got your paper out. You know, we got to write these down, okay? Because we got to remember.
I'm ready. I have my paper and pen.
Thank you. All right, so let's go ahead with the obvious awards. We're gonna have the Superstar of the Year, the Male Superstar of the Year, the MVP, whichever way we want to call it. Let's give our nominees who we think should be 5 names that should go up for this award. Well, what do you think?
And just to specify, this is WWE only, right?
Yeah, so I forgot that. Yeah, so this is WWE only, guys. I know, we do talk about AEW, we do talk about some other companies sometimes, but this is really WWE since we mostly focus on them, and that's the one that Sasha mostly watches anyway. So it's just better to focus just straight on it. It's WWE only, John Canton style. You know what I mean. So go ahead, Sasha. What do you think? Male Superstar of the Year, Male MVP of the Year, whichever way you want to call it.
Jey Uso.
Okay. I have him in my. I have him there too.
Cody
there.
Rhodes.
Cody. Okay. I actually forgot about Cody, but okay.
Seth Rollins.
I do have Seth Rollins.
LA Knight.
I have LA Knight as well. And let's see if we agree on the 5th one.
Roman Reigns.
That's where we differ. Okay.
I don't really agree. I thought you were gonna say that.
No. I as much as I want to, trust me, this was hard. Okay. This was hard.
Okay.
My tribal chief, please forgive me. I'm sorry. I'll beg for your forgiveness.
Because he really hasn't been around. If this was like last year.
Right. Correct. So with that, I do not have Roman Reigns.
So who do you have?
I have Gunther.
Okay, yeah. Okay, there we go. Yeah. I threw in Roman for you because I feel like you would say that's heresy if it did not include the tribal chief in anything. But okay, that's good.
Okay, so the 5, just to confirm, LA Knight, Seth Rollins, Gunther, Jey Uso, and Cody.
Yep.
All right. So we got the men's MVP or men of the year. All right, let's go with the women's side.
Okay. Rhea Ripley.
Okay.
Becky Lynch.
I agree.
All
right, there you go. I got Io.
I
have Bianca.
Yeah.
The 5th name was tough because I actually had to think about it for a little bit. I'm gonna throw a wild card down there. I'm gonna say Chelsea. I'm just throwing a wild card in there.
Well. Look who's come around.
It's been. I think the women's division has been great overall, but there hasn't. I will say, excuse me, sorry. There hasn't really been. Like, I think as a collective group, they have been great, but not many standouts. Some standouts. I think the first 4 we named in the nominees are for sure have been standing out, but one that has been secretly standing out for me is Chelsea.
Can we? Okay.
Yeah, I'm good. I'm sorry.
Can we roll that beautiful beat footage when I was saying Chelsea Green was okay? I will put Chelsea on there because you're right. She has really good character work. Like, I really enjoy that with her. I want her to get. I don't think what she's getting is for her, but she's been making do with what she's been given. I want her to get something better. Not saying that she's the best wrestler, because like I said, the aforementioned 4 women ahead of her, they're the better wrestlers, but I think if she's given really something good that fits her, I think she'll really knock it out of the park. So okay, I'm okay with Chelsea Green.
All right. So we got our men's and we got our women's. So I'm just gonna repeat it real quick. Women's, we got Rhea, Becky, Io, Bianca, and Chelsea. Okay. All right. So now let's go. I was thinking match of the year.
That's hard.
So I have some written down. I wrote down 5, but if you remember one that you want to put in there, like I said, this is the platform for us to discuss it. So I have Sheamus versus Drew McIntyre versus Gunther at WrestleMania 39.
Just watched that the other day.
Another match from WrestleMania 39 I have is Charlotte Flair versus Rhea Ripley.
That was good. Yep.
Another match for WrestleMania 39 is the Usos versus Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn. Let's see. From Backlash, I have your boy Damian Priest.
Hell yeah.
Versus Bad Bunny. And then from No Mercy, I have Carmelo Hayes versus Ilya Dragunov 2.
Okay.
And I know those are some. Another one that was another one I was thinking of is it was the men's Elimination Chamber match for the United States title.
Oh yeah, that was I remember that. That was pretty.
Montez, Gargano, Austin Theory. I think Bronson Reed, was in there.
Senor, was he in that too?
I don't remember Senor was in there.
See, I thought he was.
He might be.
You know, I don't miss, so hold on.
I mean, if anyone wants to know, it's you.
Hold on, let me just double check. Any more while I'm checking? Any other matches you want to?
The other one was actual Senor match. Was him and Finn versus Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens for the title.
I actually watched that for the first time like last week. That match that was street fight that they had.
Right.
That was really good. Let's see. I'm looking. He was in it. It was Austin Theory. Yes, he was. Okay. It was Austin Theory, Bronson Reed, Damian Priest, Johnny Gargano, Montez Ford, and Seth Rollins.
Okay.
Yep.
So then, because I remember Judgment Day, but it was actually Balor and Ripley on that card. Okay.
Yeah, because they took on Edge and Beth.
Right. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Got you. Oh, and then another one you can also say was Roman and Sammy.
Elimination Chamber?
Yeah, you could. Yeah, that's also another one.
Are we definitely adding Judgment Day versus Sammy and KO?
All right, what 5 would you say? Well, what's some for sures? Let's narrow it down. What's some for sures that's going to be in this?
Sheamus, Drew, and Gunther. Okay. Charlotte, Ripley, Damian, and Bad Bunny for me. I never did see Carmelo and Ilya, so I'm not going to say yeah or nay on that. I heard it was really good, but I just haven't seen it. Okay.
What about Usos and Owens and Zayn?
I watched it, but I don't really. I'd have to watch it again. before I tell you yes or no about that. I can go watch it again.
Okay, that's fine. That's fine. I'm
But
gonna
really,
say
from WrestleMania, it was really like Sheamus and then Charlotte and Ripley. Those are my two favorites.
gotcha. So just so for the people, Usos and Kevin Owens and Zayn did get 5 stars from my boy Dave Meltzer. And I put
Really?
quotes around my boy. So uh you know, I don't respect his opinion a lot. He was actually right about this one. So I will say that. I think Hayes and Ilya did also. I think they also got 5 stars. Or 4. It was like 4 3/4. It was something like that. I do remember that. Sheamus Drew.
Would you put Becky and Trish on this list too?
That was close. That's one of those, like, I figured I might have to argue it on there. Just because, like, just in case you didn't agree with the Bad Bunny Damian Priest thing, like, you would just try not to be, you know, you would just try to be objective or something like that and not put him up there.
It was a really good match, though. Like, I wouldn't just put it on there. It was like, and it was the match, it was the atmosphere, it was
exactly
the surprises, like, just
it
purely objective. Yeah.
So that's why if for some reason you didn't want to put that there, or if you didn't want to put the NXT match, because I know you weren't really watching NXT like that. That is a match that I would be fine in substituting in, because that cage match was actually really great. I love that cage match.
No, but I'll go back and watch Carmelo and Ilya because I don't want to just take it off because I haven't seen it. So I'm gonna go watch it because it's not fair to them if I don't like at least consider.
Now I will tell you there is 2 of them. They were both the first 2. Well, there's actually 3 of them. The third one is not the one to put, but the one I believe 2 was at No Mercy, and then they had one at the previous one to No Mercy, the previous PLE that NXT had. It was the one I believe that Trick helped. Trick was involved in it, and then there was one where Trick wasn't involved in it. I mix up which one it was, whether it was 1 or 2, but either one was really great. But 2 I remember being the better one. So definitely check that out. So we definitely got at least 3 for sure in that, and we'll get back to those other 2. We'll get your answers for the next episode because we're gonna save the war show is going to be the last episode of the year. So we're gonna have another episode and then the award episode. So we have plenty of time for us to decide that. All right, so we got 3: Charlotte Flair versus Rhea, Sheamus, Drew, and Gunther. Bad Bunny and Damian Priest are 3 so far. Okay. All right. So let's go to what was another award? Okay. So I really like this award, Most Improved.
Oh, that was literally on my list too.
Okay. So who you got? Who do you have on your mindset for the nominees for Most Improved?
Okay, Dominic Mysterio.
Okay, I do too.
Trick Williams.
I do too. Okay.
Now I want you to work with me on this one. Again, I'm trying to be objective, but hear me out.
Okay.
Okay, I put Damian on this list. Now, the reason why is because if you think about the beginning of the year, think back to WrestleMania, right? He was the only member of Judgment Day that did not have a match. Rhea had a big time match. Finn was going against Edge and Hell in a Cell. Ooh, we should put Dominic and Ray on the match of the year too. Now that I think about it. That was pretty good. I mean, yeah, it was pretty good considering the story and everything around it. But again, I'm going off topic here.
No, you're good.
So, the only one that doesn't have a match, right?
Right.
Then he turns around next month, produces a match of the year candidate with Bad Bunny, who, for all intents and purposes, who has not been doing this very long. But I mean, pretty much their match sold the whole pay-per-view. Like, I still think it was a mistake not to let them go last.
I agree.
And then turns around wins tag team gold, and then senior Money in the Bank. They've been dominant. I mean, think about it. This time last year, Judgment Day was not the Judgment Day that they were last year. Like, they really improved, and especially he really seemed to be more comfortable. You can kind of tell in the way he interacts on the mic now, especially with his R-Truth thing. He seems a little bit more comfortable with who he's becoming, and I think he's been one of the more consistent as far as, God, like working all those shows and doing all that. Like, I really do think he belongs on this list, because I remember when he was United States champion, Damian Priest, kind of like there, but really not really understanding what he was, to where he's come now. I do think that there could be a case made for him on that most improved.
So, Sasha, can I be honest with you?
Yeah.
I don't know why you need to explain all that.
Because I'm trying to be objective. I'm trying to be objective. I don't want this to
on my list. You are fine.
Okay. I wanted to make sure. I don't want to seem like, oh, there she goes again. Like, no, I really thought this through.
You are fine. But he's not the only Judgment Day member on the list as well. We have Dominic. You know, we have Senor, but there's one more member that needs to be on this list, in my opinion. And that's Miss Rhea Ripley.
Yeah, I mean,
I think
Rhea Ripley, she's in the same boat as Damien. She wasn't last year. She wasn't Rhea Ripley that she is now. Like, yeah,
she is. She is now, like, you can argue she was always already a big name, but now I think that she is on the level. They put her on the level where she's like up there with the Beckys. Like,
yeah,
she could sell out, or she'll just hurt. Like, I think she's at that level. She's consistently on the card, like on every segment. They're putting her to the top of the list and making a priority of it. I think Rhea Ripley deserves to be on this nominees list. And then the only other person I have as well to make it 5, I think this is quite obvious, a person that should be on this list. And that's L.A. Knight. Yeah. What do you think about that?
I would say, as far as,
you got to think
I guess I could see it, because
from male model to the fan favorite.
I mean, yeah, I'll give that to you. I did have a question though. Let me look this up. I'm also doing
actually, I have research. A 6th person. Oh God, I can't believe we forgot this person.
I wonder if it's the same person I'm thinking of, but I'm trying to make sure that I.
Oh God, I forgot. I'm mad. I forgot about him.
Okay, hold on. Second.
Oh man, how can I not have this person up there?
Okay, I want to put somebody on here too.
All right, who are you saying?
I know the year didn't end the way he would wanted it, but I think Wesley belongs on this list too.
Wesley. Okay, that's not what I was thinking. Okay. We're gonna have to talk about this one. Okay. I was shocked that I didn't even think about this. What about Jay?
Yeah, that's true.
We're gonna have to think about this one. It's
gonna be hard.
Okay, so all right, the names we got so far. We got LA Knight, Trick Williams, Dominic Mysterio, Rhea Ripley, Wesley, Jey Uso, and Senor Money in the Bank.
Mm-hmm.
So we got 7 names. We got to cut this down to 5. So who's our for sures?
Dominic,
I agree. I think he's a for sure up there.
Rhea.
I agree.
Mm,
You know, one I think we can. I think that we can push to the back of the line, and I know this is tough, especially after our intro. But
I was thinking that too.
I think we got to push Trick to the back, only
Yeah.
because it's recent.
Yeah, this just happened. Okay, so
So
take Trick off.
that's
So we're
one
down
name
to
we can push
6.
to the back. And then the only reason why I'm gonna say I would say no to Wesley being a nominee is because I agree that he has had a great, like, he has definitely improved for sure. But the issue if I have with him is not really an issue, but it's the reason I'm against him in this category is because he did miss 3 months, or it was like two or 3 months. They took him off.
Yeah, and now he's hurt.
And
Unfortunately,
then he's hurt, and I wish him all the best.
Mhm.
Everyone at Ring Chance wishes him the best and quick recovery. But with him being out, I think that's why we should take him off the list, because everyone else has been there.
So we have Dominic, Damien, Rhea, LA Knight, and Jey Uso.
Yeah,
Okay.
I think that's a good list. The most improved.
Okay.
Okay, so we got that. Let's see. We got match of the year. Well, 3 of the match of the year so far. Okay. All right. So this one, I think this is an interesting one. Biggest disappointment of the year.
Could we change it to disappointment to like shocker of the year or something?
Okay,
I don't
shocker.
really have that many things I'm disappointed in.
Okay. Well, okay, shocker of the year. We'll say shocker. All right. So I picked 4, but
Okay.
this was kind of leaning towards the disappointing, but you'll see what I mean. So I had LA Knight not winning Money in the Bank, Cody Rhodes losing at Mania, WWE releases Dolph Ziggler and Riddle, and then Jey Uso getting betrayed by his brother.
Okay, so for mine, when I had shocker of the year, I had CM Punk returns to WWE, Jade Cargill signs to WWE, the TKO merger, Cody losing at WrestleMania, and then I didn't have a number 5.
Okay, so all right, so yeah, mine was more disappointment, but if we change it just to shocker, then I will take mine out, except for the Cody one. So Cody, I think, could be in there. Since
I don't think LA Knight, I can see why you put it on a disappointing list, but if I remember our conversation correctly, I don't talked about how like story-wise it made sense it ultimately going the way it did.
We both agreed with that statement.
Yeah,
for sure.
But I understand why it was disappointing. Like I get it.
Right, it was disappointing. I meant more for the fans' sake, more than me personally. So yes, but if we change it, instead of having disappointment, we're doing just shocker. Then I would agree. I would take out what I said. Then, but Cody losing, I think that's for sure up there. That's definitely a nominee. What was wait, you said what was the other ones you said?
Punk returning, Jade signing with WWE, and the TKO merger.
I like the Jade and CM Punk one for sure. Those are each in there. I think that's a lot. The TKO thing, although a big story, I don't know if that should be for shocker. I mean, it was a big deal though. You know what? Yeah, I think you have to.
Because I don't know. I just never thought that Vince would. Because remember everything that was surrounding it too. Like he did all that to get back on the board, and then he sold. Like that was like that was a rough couple weeks back in the gap. So we didn't know what was happening.
Yeah, no, you're right. You're right.
Should we have put Baron Corbin on Most Improved? I think he's been quietly making a case.
I think he's making a case, but I wouldn't put him on a list over any of the people we named.
Okay. All right, so we need another one for Shocker of the Year.
Shocker of the Year. What about Dom attacking Ray? Ray attacking Dom?
No, because that was at the end of last year, because that happened at Clash
that was at this Mania, though.
No, they had their match at Mania this year.
Well, then that's why I changed it to Ray attacking Dom.
No, because I don't think that's shocking, because if he agreed to the match, like, he was going to have to. No, I think we always knew how that was going to turn out.
Okay.
Trying to think what would be...
Let's see. Shocker.
Shocker either.
Trying to think.
What about Gunther breaking the 30-year-old record for an Intercontinental title? Because remember, there was a time it looked like maybe, possibly, Chad Gable could have done it.
Well, what about, if anything, if we're speaking titles, what about Jimmy turning on Jay? Costing him the title.
Yeah, that was kind of surprising.
Because that one, I had that for disappointment, just because a lot of people were disappointed that they broke up, but that was a shocking moment. I don't think anyone expected that to happen. We knew that they wanted a match against each other, but I don't think we ever thought that he'd cost him the championship to become the tribal chief.
I guess I could see that, because then they had the Bloodline Civil War right before that. So okay.
And you can even throw that in there. Roman gets pinned.
So are we gonna do Roman? Jimmy betrays Jay. We're gonna get Jay pins Roman.
I say both.
That will put us at 6.
Wait, what was the? Well, then because we did add TKO. I would take out TKO.
Okay. So Jay pins Roman.
Jay pins Roman. Jimmy betrays Jay. I think that I like that. I like those for nominees.
I would have said I was surprised that Sammy turned on the Bloodline and it wasn't the other way around. Because I thought for sure.
I could see that. As well. Okay. All right. So how about we have? Let's see. See, I also had another thing I was going to do was Moment of the Year. So will Shocker and Moment be the same thing?
No, because not all the time.
It's a shock? Okay. So in that sense, then, Moment of the Year, one of the nominees I have for sure, I think Bad Bunny coming out, his entrance.
Yeah.
That's got to be up there for Moment of the Year. I have the Sami Zayn Roman hitting Roman with the chair as a moment for Moment of the Year. Speaking of Rey Mysterio attacking Dom, that I thought was a great moment. I have that up there. Because the anticipation for that, we've been waiting for that for the longest. And when it actually happened, I think the world went crazy.
Another shocker of the year would have been Edge leaving WWE. That was surprising to me.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that would. I think if we included AEW, I think that could have been him showing up at AEW could have been like a winner.
Yep.
That probably could have won the award.
Okay,
That's how
so
good we did that.
we need 2 more moments of the year.
Let's see. Moment of the year.
Randy Orton returning.
Randy Orton.
Should we put Randy and Punk returning? Since
Yeah, put that in the same thing. I think we can put that like the returns and throw in R-Truth.
Yes.
We'll just call it Survivor Series return or something. Because R-Truth definitely, we got to give him massive love coming back as well. He's been hilarious, by the way. His promos with your boy Damien has been epic. And
acting yesterday, and I'm like,
yeah, why'd your boy do that, man? Why? God.
I love R-Truth, but maybe he's playing a little too much.
And what's up with Diamond Mine just protecting the Creed brothers? I'm sorry, the Creed brothers protecting everybody. They ran out twice last night.
Yeah, I saw that. I didn't quite understand why they ran out for Cody. I understood why.
I was like,
I don't understand
wait, no wrestlers available? Like,
here's why. They're really just trying to make an impression.
I think
Like,
they're trying to make them
everybody.
stars. They're trying to put them out there with the stars. I think that's what they're doing.
It's not like Ivy Nile really saved Maxine. Maxine got washed, and she just stood there.
Yeah, I wonder if that's the Royal Rumble match. Matchup. But yeah. All right, so wait, we got 4. We need 1 more, right?
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. Wait, did I write any down? No, I didn't write one down. Okay. Moment of the year. What about? Well, you know what? What about Whoop That Trick? him coming back from from 0 to nothing, from 0 to.
I don't know. Let's put that on the maybe pile. I'm not sure.
On the maybes, okay.
Mm-hmm.
Do we put Cody's Royal Rumble win? His first match since coming back from injury?
I wouldn't say that because I feel like once they announced him, and plus he was 30, I would say if we're gonna do moment of the year, I feel like we have to at least acknowledge that Gunther broke that record. At some point, we have to acknowledge that because that was that's a pretty big thing that he did.
Okay, we'll put it in this one then.
Yeah, I think with Trick, I think there are bigger moments for him. That was big, but I feel like he has bigger moments coming.
Okay. We can put Gunther then.
All right. So
let's see. What's up?
Do you have a next big thing award yet?
No, I don't.
Okay, I got Trick Williams.
Okay.
So do we want to keep this purely to NXT, or can we find people on the main Raw, like Raw?
I think next big thing in general. To be honest with you, I don't think it matters.
Okay. I put Santos on here only because I feel like there's a lot that he has that if they just keep staying behind him, it could work out.
So quick question. Quick question. When you say next big thing, what's the qualifying for it?
Let's see. That's a good question. What, like they haven't won any
titles or anything in main roster?
Something? Yeah, maybe on the main roster. No main roster titles, wins. I don't know what else.
Okay, so I would think pretty much either you haven't been called up, or if you haven't won a title yet.
Okay, yeah. So I would say Trick, I know Santos is a lot older, but still, he hasn't won
anything. So I would
anything
agree.
yet.
That's fine. I think we got to put his counterpart there, then Dragon Lee.
Okay, I was thinking he won a title, but it wasn't main roster title.
Right.
Yeah, they really want this Dragon Lee thing to happen.
Well, I think the
But
fans are getting behind him, so I think you got to put him out there. I also want to play a tag team, and we just mentioned them, but the Creed brothers.
Mm-hmm.
I really love the Creed brothers for sure. They're a great tag team. And then for the fifth one, I think we got to go to the women's side here. But Lyra Valkyria, I think that's a name we gotta start thinking about.
Would you do Lyra or would you do Tiffany Stratton?
Shit, I forgot about Tiffany Stratton. Okay, put Tiffany, but Lyra's she'll be up there next year. I'll tell you that. If she's not on the roster next year, I forgot about Tiffany. God damn, it's hard when you're at the tippy top, you know.
The tippy top. I thought that was cute. I like that.
When you're at the tippy top, it's hard at the top. So yeah. Tiffany Stratton. Okay.
Okay, so tag team of the year.
Tag team of the year. So this is hard. So
this was not a great year for tag teams.
It was.
I still think they need to split those titles.
I agree. They do need to split the titles. It was a good year because they main evented WrestleMania.
Yeah, but that was in April.
No, I know. That's why I'm saying it was a good year, but it wasn't because it's really the same tag teams, and you can argue they're not really tag teams. So that's why. But if we're gonna say it, I mean, we got to throw Judgment Day in there.
Yep.
We got to throw Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens in there.
Yep.
You got to throw the Usos in
there.
I think you have to.
I mean, I guess
they were together all the way to August.
Okay. Then the Street Profits. Again, this was not really a good year for tag teams.
That's why I keep saying it was, but it wasn't.
I mean, for all intents and purposes, they did make a change.
They built it around 3 tag teams, if you really think about it. So it's tough. I'm gonna say I want to put. That's tough.
You don't really have that many left. That's why I said the Street Profits. And
you know
DIY
what?
hasn't been back together long enough.
I'm throwing Chelsea in there. Chelsea, and then just put and whoever, because she's been tag team champions twice. So Chelsea and whoever.
But they barely defended those titles, though.
I know, but we don't have much choice.
I'm putting the Street Profits on here, and then I guess we can argue with Chelsea and
then just put underscore or space. question mark.
I wish they would do more with Pretty Deadly, though. I really.
Oh yeah, I love Pretty Deadly, but they weren't part of the main roster long enough. So that's the only reason why I can't
something with them.
You know what though? Who was in our next big thing?
Trick, Santos, Dragon Lee, Creed Brothers, Tiffany Stratton. I feel like you want me to sacrifice Santos for Pretty Deadly.
I kind of do. But I understand
agree.
I understand why you say Santos.
Yeah, I so want them to do better with tag team wrestling next year. Like, I really want that.
Okay. I'll stick with Santos, but Pretty Deadly's. I mean, that's tough. It's tough to leave them out. That's all I'm saying. That's tough to leave them out. but I will understand. Plus, one of them was out for a little while, so
Those little vignettes were quite entertaining, though.
they were amazing. I mean, and another tag team, the Butch and just that whole team.
Oh,
that
the
whole
Brawling
faction,
Brutes.
Brawling Brutes. Like if anything, you put them over the Street Profits. To be honest with you, they've had bigger moments. Definitely against the Bloodline. You can honestly though, you know who you could really put up there, and you could take Chelsea out. I'm sorry, take her out. How the hell did we forget this? Oh man, shoes please, America. Alpha Academy. They've been on Raw like all throughout the year, and like they've had tag team matches. I believe they weren't tag team champs this year, but they've won tag team champs before. It wasn't this year though. But I mean, they've been on TV. They've had good matches. Even as a collective, if you say even as a collective, they've had good matches. When Chad went solo for a little bit, they were still Alpha Academy.
Too bad Cody and Jay didn't stay tag team champions very long.
Oh, they would have ran away with this.
Because
that what do you want to call it? Press conference alone.
That should be like an honorable mention for moment of the year.
Yes, yeah, that is true. Honestly, we should put that in there because that was really great. The right honorable mention for that, because that's definitely that is definitely one of the moments of the year. But yeah, no, I think Alpha Academy though should be in tag team of the year for sure. We got to give them respect. Especially with Tozawa now. I mean, come on
now. All right. I think that's
all right,
it.
so I got go ahead.
I think that's it for me. I don't think I have any more ideas.
All right, so I asked you this question before off air a couple of days ago, but I don't remember if I got an answer. Did we want to go ahead with a Hall of Fame?
We can.
Okay, so we're not going to give our picks for who's making it until the episode, okay? But I wanted to at least go over the ground rules for it, and we can so we can at least agree on the ground rules for who can make it. All right? So this is what I came up with for the Ring Champs Hall of Fame Season 1 class, okay? So I wrote we should have at least... So wait, I have 7 people. 7, right? Yeah, 7 people. Or at least 7 people. At least 2 of them have to be non-active males. So they're not currently wrestling. They're retired or basically retired. Okay. We gotta have at least 1 non-active female. So 1 retired female or something like that. At least 1 faction. At least 1 non-wrestler, so that's whether that be like a commentator or a referee, a valet, something like that, GM, whatever. And then 2 active people. So people that probably should make it, but they're just not retired yet. What do you think about that?
That's fine. I do wish the WWE, when they do their Hall of Fame next year and they have their celebrity wing, I need Bob Barker to go in there. They waited too long. They fucked around and my boy left. I've been saying that for years. Just want to put that out there.
All right, so we'll have a class of 7 people, at least 7, because I said at least. So if we decide to go more, we can. But at least 7. Now, does this have to be WWE only, or are we doing anyone for our Hall of Fame?
I guess we can do anyone. Does faction count as like tag team too?
Yeah, that's tag team / faction.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what I meant to say. Really, I think I meant tag team, but I said faction. Uh, I was actually watching the Hall of Fame while I was actually doing this, thinking of that. So that's actually so we'll have 7 members, at least 7 members joining our first ever class in the Ring Champs Hall of Fame. That's going to be a big deal. We've created nominees for Male of the Year, Female of the Year. We did Shocker of the Year, Moment of the Year, Match of the Year, Tag Team of the Year. What else am I missing? What else have we had?
Male, female, match of the year, most improved, shocker of the year,
Most
next big
improved.
thing, moment of moment of the year, and then tag team of the year.
So that's what, 9?
Yeah. Should we have PLE of the year as well?
Yeah, we could do PLE of the year. So I think we could just run that quick. We got Backlash, WrestleMania 39. Let's see, SummerSlam.
Pretty good.
Let's see. Crap. Wait, that's 3. I mean, you could throw Survivor Series in there, actually. Survivor Series for me. And
do we want to do Rumble or Money in the Bank?
No, Rumble was terrible.
Okay, Money in the Bank.
Oh no, that was last year. Rumble was terrible. I'm sorry, I'm confusing Rumbles. Oh, Money in the Bank was good too. Because I also had the shock return with John Cena. You know what? Yeah, wait. Yeah. We'll do that. Money in the Bank. That's where Jay won, right?
I have to think about it.
I think that's Jay. Jay won. He pinned Roman. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, it was. Yep. Money in the Bank.
Yeah, it was.
I remember I didn't want to talk about that card ever again. So yes, that I think that's for me. That's the 5. Any objections?
No, that's fine.
Okay. All right. So, yep, that's 10 awards, people. 10 awards. We're gonna have our Hall of Fame class. We may even throw in some other awards out there. There's a couple of categories we can add, but we'll talk about that off air. But we gave you 10, including the nominees for all of them. So stay tuned for the last episode of the year, the season finale of Ring Champs. We're gonna have the first ever Ring Champs awards ceremony. Do we have a name for the award show, Sasha?
No, we do not.
We do not. So we're gonna have to come up with a name for the award show too. So we'll announce that on the next episode. Definitely, we'll do that because I think that's going to be another interesting conversation. That will probably take us a while to do. So we'll discuss that off air, and we'll have a name for the next for the award show. We'll even let you guys know if we add any more awards. But like I said, we got 10 already. We got 5 nominees, almost 5 nominees for all of them. We're gonna have our Hall of Fame class, and that'll be all on the season finale of the Ring Champs podcast. Sasha, is there anything else that you want to say to the people as we wrap things up?
No, we're almost at the end of the year. Everybody be safe. And let's just all get through this end of the year and make it to 2024.
Okay. Yeah, I wish everybody. I don't know if we'll have our episode before or after Christmas. My dates are a little screwed up right now. But just in case we don't talk to you or hear from us before that, I'll just wish you guys a Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays for whatever you guys celebrate. I hope everyone just has a good rest of the year. We'll definitely have our finale episode. We're gonna try to have an episode before then, but if not, we'll just have our season finale. Yeah. Other than that, guys, I just want to say thank you all for listening. We do appreciate it. And just remember, you can listen to us on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, YouTube. We're on everything. And we're actually doing pretty well. According to Spotify, at least. We're doing pretty well. They congratulated us on, like, I think the Spotify rap thing. Whatever.
Oh, we got one little wrap up? Okay.
We got like a rap thing or something. I don't know. I got to look at it again because it was confusing. It wasn't plain, but it said we had it. I don't know. So I'll see if I can get that working.
I want to see that.
But other than that, yeah, guys, thank you all for listening. We appreciate you guys, and we out of here. So, yeet.
Adios.